Welcome to Fabulously Flawed with your host, Marni, where Mondays mean motivation, and by Wednesday, we're dishing out dazzling advice with a Newsweek twist. This is your go-to spot for embracing the mess, celebrating the successes, and never letting anyone dull your sparkle. Join us for laughs, life lessons, and a whole lot of fun. Fabulously Flawed, where perfect is overrated and every flaw is fabulous.
Hey, fabulously flawed friends, fabulous listeners, fabulous everybody. Welcome to Fabulously Flawed. It's our Monday motivational episode, Marnivational. I hope to make your Monday magical and not miserable. So many people I know, we hear, it's Monday. And yes, it's synonymous with, but it can also be, it's a new week. It's starting to feel fall outside, unless you're in Florida. It's crisp air. The holidays are coming. And I just want to focus this episode on when you focus and realize how blessed you already are, that's when magic starts to happen. So that just kind of popped in my head when I said have a magical Monday. There are a lot of us, myself included sometimes, and I have to bring myself back to earth, we take for granted so many things in life that what people would give anything for, like small things as, my hair's so curly, I wish I had straight hair, and the straight hair people want curly hair, or the person who has a job, whether you are a cashier, there's somebody saying, God, I wish I could get a job even as a cashier. So what you already have, there are people that would give anything to be as blessed and fortunate for what you have. And I might be monotonous, and I've said this a few times, but having a home, having a roof over your head, having a bed to go home to every night is a blessing. It really sucked when I was 17 and I had to couch hop, or when I was 32, 33 with my daughter, not knowing where we were going to live. When I came home to an eviction notice, we stayed with friends and stayed with other friends. So to have a roof over your head is just already, you're blessed. Food. If you're able to open up your refrigerator and have food, you are so blessed. When my daughter was in high school, I think even before that, there is a charity or an organization called Blessings in a Backpack. Now, there are children who only eat during the school week, and they are on free or reduced meals, but when they go home, what are they going to eat? So my daughter and Brianna, my Cosmo, my Gamro girl, they started Blessings in a Backpack when they were in high school in 2016, and they would collect food, and these kids in elementary school, they would get the food to take home for Friday night, Saturday lunch, breakfast, dinner, and Sunday. Now, we take for granted the ramen noodles and puddings and all that kind of stuff that these little children, their eyes popped out of their head to see. So there are so many more of our life comes from complaining with what we don't have, rather than sitting there saying, you know what? Fuck, I'm grateful as heck, because let's say, I'm just using this as an example. Taylor Swift is coming to Miami this weekend, and there's somebody that has seen it 5 times, but she's mad at her mother for not getting her another ticket. This would be her 6th time. Instead of the little girl saying, you know what? I mean, she's 14, so she's old enough to appreciate it. Say, you know what? I am so grateful. I have seen it before. If it's meant to be, I'll go again. But when you have that attitude, it's not enough, I want more, let me tell you, it's not going to come. And if you look back at your life at a time when you were miserable and only complaining, I bet you didn't gravitate much of anything, much physical or mental anything, because when the universe just hears complaints, it hears that Debbie Downer music, womp womp. But being grateful for everything that you have. When you're driving in your car and you're wishing you had, why can't I get a new 2025 something? Look at the people on the bench waiting for a bus. You don't have to wait for a bus. I'm taking basic simplicities that we all have that is taken for granted. And I have had my car repossessed more than I can count on one hand. No, probably 5 times in my life. So I know what it's like not to have a car at times. So whatever car I was given at that moment as a replacement, it was like a friggin' Rolls Royce. When you don't have a house and you get that one room, it's a roof over your head. If you have clothes and you're complaining, oh my gosh, I want the new shoes, or I want that brand. Do you have shoes on your feet? Are you able to walk outside without holes? You are grateful. Do you have a job? You are blessed that you do have a job, and hopefully you love it. If you are in a position to go out for dinner sometimes, do you know how amazing that is? So many people can't afford to go out for dinner. So really dig deep and appreciate every small thing that you have in your life. And when you start to believe and really appreciate everything that I'm mentioning, magic starts to happen. Trust me, I am a human walking testimonial literally for that. Because I guess when you have nothing, you become grateful for anything. And it has taught me humility. I have been humbled in life. And when you are literally on the streets, physically thrown out on a street, which I was a few times, you become grateful and the most compassionate. But there is nothing that I am not grateful for. There was a few years ago in 2021, which I referenced to a lot about being one of the most horrific years. I chose to sell my car, so I was able to have money in the bank and start my business and website and everything. I do not know how, or I'm just learned like within the past few years how to manage money because my ADHD and the impulsivity, I'm still learning how to budget, properly spend, not to use spending money as a dopamine rush. So I sold my car, I had money, and then I ran out of money and I had no car. Okay, so I went to go get a car. I didn't have the proper paperwork. I didn't have proper, my credit score wasn't enough to purchase this brand new car, and they repoed it. So now I'm in Jacksonville. My second car is gone. I didn't have enough money to go get another car. So when I finally got a car, it happened to have been a beautiful one. That was my luck. But at the time, anything I would have been given would have been a blessing. Is it a Lexus? Yes. Is it brand new? No. And I do not care, but it gets me from point A to point B. And that's what is friggin' amazing when you're not so focused on, oh, but I want them to see what kind of car I have. Next week is going to be stop keeping up with the Joneses, because there are no Joneses, and that's just you needing outer validation for yourselves. But for right now, appreciate every blessing. The fact that you're breathing is a blessing. There are people fighting for their lives right now. So just look at the magic that you have, and more magic will come to you. I promise, because I cannot believe I am talking to you guys on my podcast. I cannot believe on October 19th, I will be at Barnes & Noble in Pembroke Pines, 11820 Pines Boulevard, sharing my story, which I have waited years to do in my hometown, but if you keep waiting, there will never be a right time. So here I am. I hope that all my other book lovers will come out and see me Saturday. And I am so grateful. If nobody shows up, the fact the Barnes & Noble people liked me, I am so grateful for that. I have zero expectations. And that also helps with your inner peace, is having no expectations, because hope will equal disappointment. Don't hope for anything, and then you can't be disappointed. So I hope everybody has a magical Monday. I hope all your wishes come true. Manifest like crazy. Never let anyone burst your bubble, or don't ever let anyone burst your bubble. And never, ever, 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 ever let anyone dull your sparkle. Tune in tomorrow when you hear Taylor and I putting the fun in dysfunction. We are really the craziest mother-daughter duo out there. So sending much love and peace, and we'll be listening. I hope you listen tomorrow.
Thank you for tuning in to Fabulously Flawed. Remember, every Tuesday and Thursday, it's your time to join Marni and Taylor, the mother-daughter duo that's redefining family time with a twist, putting the fun in dysfunction, one episode at a time. Craving more? Visit us at fabulouslyflawed.com. And don't miss out on the feel-good vibes with our exclusive merch at fabulouslyflawed.net. That's with 2 Ds on Etsy. Keep your sparkles shining and spread that fabulous energy.